Well, hello everyone. How are you doing? I'm Wizzy and welcome to my corner of the internet. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel where we discuss all things Harry and Meghan. So come on in and get comfortable as we discuss the latest happenings. Shout out to Rochelle Bojuel. I hope I pronounced that right. Your comment on checking on Willie in my last video had me in stitches. If he was incandescent last week, he's probably gone supernova this week with all the Harry and Meghan drama from Omid's book. Someone toss him a chill pill, please. Guys, there's been so much going on in the royal sphere, and it looks like it's endgame season. Now let's dive into the royal rabbit hole. As I said, it's endgame season, and I'm not talking about the Avengers. It's the crown drama going off the rails. Before we unravel that, though, can we talk about Will and Kate's PR team? They are in fluff overdrive. And that headline about Prince William's handsome transformation, like, seriously? Who are they talking about? It's like they're on autopilot, setting wheels up for unnecessary dragging. Come on, guys. It's a PR battle between the brothers, not a comedy roast. I had high hopes for Will's new PR team. I thought that maybe they'd give Harry and Meghan's crew a run for their money, but nope. They serve us day after day with this kind of nonsense. It's like everyone around the crown relies on perceived power, and mediocrity is the royal order. If your principals are in a competition with a brilliant opposing number, the very least you can do is to do them justice so that they don't look so dumb all the time. As I said, it's a competition. People, make it a fair fight, not a one sided roast, okay? I mean, I get it. The PR team may not have the final say on everything. But if Wills approved that headline, it says a lot about how he operates. It seems like he's like the emperor with no clothes, right? Unable to read the room and zero self awareness. I guess maybe he's mourning his glory days when he had hair and he had that Chelsea Sloan good looking chap vibe. Now he's left with the reality of being a bald man with a not so pleasant attitude. The more he channels King Charles, the more his hair channels Houdini. Anyway, enough about that PR mess. Let's shift gears to the end game, which is trending like a royal soap opera on steroids. French magazines are serializing Omid Scobie's new book, Endgame. So, guys, brace yourselves for the Daily Mail sensationalism meltdown. The Mirror lists nine so called explosive claims from Omid's book, and I picked up a few others from the internet. Let's break them down. So, claim one, Meghan is said to never want to set foot in England again. Well, can you blame her? From her rough experiences with the royal family to the media induced mental breakdown and the drama during the Queen's funeral, it's clear the royal family don't want her in the UK, and she's giving them what they want, her absence. The royal drama, though, is like Netflix but with worse reviews. Honestly, it's just never ending and continually based on empty drama. Claim two, Meghan didn't want to attend the coronation because she didn't want to dive back into the court soap opera. Fair point. I completely feel her. My goodness, even as an observer, it's exhausting. Claim three, Kate shudders when she hears Meghan's name. The article says Kate talks more about Meghan than making an effort to be with her. Kate, girl, save the drama for your mama. You gotta know that Kate's been shuddering since Harry mentioned having a serious girlfriend. While it's true that Kate and Meghan's personalities are vastly different, they could have coexisted if Kate had not been such a mean girl. Kate was obviously so insecure and could not take having another female who was so adored by her husband in the same orbit. Plus, Meghan outclassed her in every way. That had to be intimidating, and she just couldn't handle it. Claim four, Harry. asked King Charles a heartbreaking question when he was being evicted from Frogmore Cottage. Harry begged to use Frogmore Cottage, asking if Charles didn't want to see his grandchildren. Well, we know how that ended. Claim 5. King Charles asked staff to get rid of Prince Harry's attempt to organize a crisis meeting. Classic narcissism at play. King Charles seems more interested in getting rid of Harry than addressing issues. What kind of father does that? Sorry, I keep forgetting King Charles is not your regular kind of father. He's the ultimate narcissist. When you look up narcissist in the dictionary, I am quite certain that you will find King Charles's portrait there. Well, if all of this is true, I suppose that's it then. You might wonder, will Charles ever give Harry an apology at this point? I think that's like expecting a cat to bark. Not likely. They claim that Harry and Meghan, Will and Kate still exchange gifts for their children. I can totally see Meghan proposing this and carrying it out because she likes to try to do the right thing, regardless of how she feels personally. It would not surprise me if the gifts were only flowing from the Sussex camp to the Wales camp, and there was no reciprocity from Will and Kate. It does not surprise me at all that there are no phone calls or text messages being exchanged. After all, Harry would have to be the one to initiate that. And I don't see him doing that. And Will and Kate are too petty and entitled to do it either. The seventh claim is that William is galvanized to take the throne. And honestly, that's pretty obvious. I recently stumbled on an article where King Charles was said to have declared, "No abdication for me." And I thought to myself, that's a weird flex. No one's asking you to step down. But on second thoughts, if that's the headline, it means that William and his crew are nudging King Charles to hit the exit. William is making it clear that he doesn't want to wait around until he is 74 before he becomes king, just the way Charles did. Now, the eighth claim, Harry is ready to move on without an apology. Oh, mate, my man. While I get Harry wanting to set the record straight on false claims that impact his business reputation, moving on without an apology seems a stretch. Even if an apology won't magically fix everything, it's hard to believe Harry's ready to skip that step and just re engage with the royal family as though nothing happened. It just doesn't make any sense. There is any positive interpretation to be had about that claim, and I think it is the case that Harry has acknowledged that an apology is not forthcoming. And even if an apology did somehow come, it would not heal the relationship just because so much has been done and so much has happened. The ninth claim is that Princess Anne encouraged King Charles to evict Harry and Meghan. I'm skeptical. It would make more sense if this were William saying this. But whoever's saying it, it just shows that they're all in on it. And his father, Harry's father, approved. That's not complimentary for any of them. The 10th claim suggests Meghan said two racists questioned Archie's skin color. My mind's playing detective. Egg and bones? What do you guys think? Let me know your comments in the comment section. And the grand finale, Claim 11, Camilla's secret thank you note to Piers. Not surprising considering the royal family's media ties. They don't just rub shoulders, they're practically media BFFs, dinner invitations and all. Well, folks, if these are just excerpts, can you imagine the pandemonium that's going to take place when the entire book drops? Buckle up for the roller coaster ride. So, what has been the reaction of the royal family to Omid's claims? Kate and William are hitting back through the headlines as per usual. First, we saw this headline: Kate Middleton hits back on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle bombshell with bravado gesture. Firstly, the bombshells are Omid's, not Harry and Meghan's. And can we talk about how hard they're working to prop up this mediocre duo? It's insane. Even the people being propped up should feel bad when they see these kind of headlines and not complimented. Reading through the article though, the so called bravado gesture is Kate's hairstyle, slicking it back to show her face. Seriously? All that from a hairstyle. Wait, are they fighting with hairstyles now? That's a new one. I didn't know a slicked back do was the royal equivalent of dropping a mic. But hey, in the world of royal rebuttals, anything goes, even a hairdo hustle. Then more pushback from Kate and William through the Royal Observer. I have observed that the Royal Observer seemed to be Team William. The headline reads, Prince William and Kate Middleton would not sign up to spend holidays with Prince Harry and Meghan amid feud. Isn't this settled? I thought we had already agreed that the relationship between the royals and Harry and Meghan was so bad that they won't be coming for Christmas. No wonder Meghan referred to the media as the media circus, and no wonder she does not want to participate in the soap opera that is life in the UK with the British media. Otherwise, this is a non story. With all the chaos going on in Rishi Sunak's government, the last thing needed in the newspaper is the question about whether Harry is coming to the UK for Christmas. These people are indeed savages for them to even make it clear in headlines, in black and white, in the public, that Harry is welcome, but his wife and children are not. And then expect him to come to the UK on the basis of that contemptuous invitation. I think that tells you everything you need to know about what they think about Harry and his ability to survive outside of the royal family. Just while I'm thinking about that, it occurs to me that no, they don't expect Harry to take that invitation and come to the UK because it's a clear insult. And by now, they know that Harry would not accept such an invitation no matter what. It's so the headline really is just for the purpose of getting that insult out there and Harry's name connected to the insult. In any case, my initial response to this is, do they not see how bad this makes them look? I think they have realized that Harry fights against any claims that make him look disrespectful to the crown. And so they take advantage of that by publishing these ridiculous headlines, almost like they're always trying to pick a fight. Earlier that day, Kate was out there doing her hand puppet show at a baby bank. I must say, she seemed more animated than I have seen her look in a while. Is it just me, or does it feel like she's taking inspiration from Meghan's playbook with her visit to the baby bank? I mean, baby banks, charity visits. Are we sure Kate isn't binge watching Meghan's greatest hits on Netflix? Either way, it's like watching a subtle game of one upmanship, but with charity events. We do not appear to have seen her supporting any baby banks or such like charities in such a hands on manner before now. Can we now agree that Meghan is a blueprint and Kate's the remix? Whatever the case may be, it's clear Harry and Meghan have their work cut out for them. Despite all they've been able to achieve so far, the hate and sabotage keeps coming. They've got to keep digging deep and keep working hard to stand their ground against the royal family and their minions. But let's not forget the real plot twist, our Sussex pledge. With all the hate and sabotage flying their way, Harry and Meghan are basically playing a never ending game of royal whack a mole. The British media is like that annoying little creature that just won't stay down. So, if you're down to join the Sussex squad in this epic battle against sick narratives and attempts to undermine their freedom, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Sussex friendly channels, like my videos, and just on purpose, go ahead and like at least one new Sussex friendly channel a day as well, so that we're able to help the Sussexes make their voices heard and their efforts seen. I am going to be here to see this battle to the end, and I can't wait for the day of victory. Speaking about seeing the battle to the end, guys, I have filled the form to volunteer for Invictus 2025. If you're interested in doing that, I will put the link in the description box so that you can go ahead to volunteer for the Invictus Games 2025 in Canada. I don't know how it's going to happen yet, but I am energetically manifesting that this is an opportunity I will be able to participate in. Anyway, and surprise, surprise, the media turns to Omid. The headlines about his books so far are clearly an attempt to sabotage it. Looking at this one, royals hit by fresh Sussex bombshells in Omid Scobie's book, Couples Cheerleader. It's like they're trying to turn Omid into a villain. But Omid, I have to say that for him, he's not having it. He's being bold, he's waving his book like a truth flag. He's urging everyone to read Endgame directly and not rely on the French magazine's twisted version. It seems that with the misinterpretation of the excerpts so far, between him and the French magazines, it's been like trying to play telephone because it seems like a lot of the true meaning of what he was trying to say got lost in translation. But that's quite normal, I suppose, especially when there's a juicy scandal involved. The pressure on him at the moment must be insane, and it looks like the British media is on a mission to sabotage that book. I have bought mine. I have bought it using one of my Audible credits, and I intend to also buy a hard copy just because I intend to review it. So that's two book monies in Omid's pockets. And I'm guessing that he's going to need it because I'm sure he's being treated the same way Harry and Meghan are being treated at the moment. All his opportunities are being sabotaged because he is not saying negative things about Harry and Meghan. Hopefully, the British media and the royal family will overstep so that he can successfully sue one of them. And if I might say so, the Omid saga is a royal roller coaster on its own. According to some media geniuses, if Omid writes a book without trashing the Sussexes, it must be that he is Harry and Meghan's secret mouthpiece. Because, I mean, clearly, Omid can't have original thoughts. He's just the vessel for Harry and Meghan's gossip, right? Well, that's the narrative they're spinning. And Omid, bless his heart, he's had to come out and clarify that he's not the Sussex's mouthpiece. But of course, the British media conveniently plays the selective hearing card, which is a classic move. Ignore the facts, spin the narrative. In an interview, Omid spilled the tea. He said, "This book came out at the heart of the biggest crisis the Windsors have experienced since Diana. The stakes were therefore considerable. I found that my relationships, my contacts, everything was put to the test with the release of this book. William even kept me away from his commitments for several months, thinking I was Harry's emissary. He had to hire a new head of communication who met me and told me he wanted to make a clean sweep of the past. But there were times when I could not fully exercise my profession because of the repercussions of this book." Is anyone surprised at William's behavior? Omid has not held back though. He has not let William's behavior discourage him or prevent him from going all in. Have you guys seen the description of the end game? Let's look at it now. He says the British public won't forget Charles for Diana's tragic demise, and Queen Camilla is still the other woman who turned the royal family into a real life soap opera. The veil of secrecy is lifted, and surprise, surprise, Charles might have preferred a different kind of royal duty. Tampon, anyone? At this rate, Omid might need to watch his back. It's getting intense. Now, let's move on to King Charles, who is in charge of this house of commotion called the royal family. Did you guys know that he has a documentary out? The documentary is called The Boy Who Walked Alone. Twitter had a field day pointing out the irony of Charles claiming to have walked alone when he has more siblings than his own kids have. It seems that at some point he had a camera crew following him around for a bit, but he said nothing and allowed Harry and Meghan to be viciously mocked in the media when they were doing the exact same thing. Someone said the amount of things Harry and Meghan have led the way on and being trashed and ridiculed by the royal PR machine is extensive, only for the royal family in their one sided competition with them to then copy them or indicate that they might, and have those same PR minions praise them. That's so true and so crazy. It's almost like you're in an alternate universe when you're observing the shenanigans in the royal family play out. Anyway, after discussing the absurdity that is King Charles's documentary, let's dive into the Candace Owens saga. So, guys, she got hit with a comic slap as the Atlanta Black Star magazine highlighted. She's been suspended from YouTube, and it seems that she's not in good terms with her backers. I did wonder how she was getting so much attention and access to people in the media. And now the story comes out. So she's not in good terms with her backers. And her backers include David Horowitz, who's from the Freedom Center. They were the ones behind her media prominence. But they've now pulled the plug after her comments on the Israel Hamas controversy on Twitter. But what could she have said that led them to abandon ship? So on November 3rd, Owens wrote on Twitter, "No government anywhere has a right to commit genocide ever. There is no justification for genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered to be the least bit controversial." Well, her bosses at the Daily Wire didn't agree. Hmm? Her boss at the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, said, "Candice, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and your God, by all means quit. I mean, sharp slaps all around and very well deserved. I guess even provocateurs have a line, and she pole vaulted over it. I mean, how do you criticize your bosses in public over such a sensitive issue?" David Horowitz, in his criticism of Candace Owens, accused her of being full of her own fame and popularity, which has given her the impetus to make her comment on Twitter, which in itself is not a wrong message. It's just that the messenger is wrong. Well, the taste of karmic justice is sweet, and it seems like Owens is getting her fair share. Let's hope karma continues its work and clears out the negativity. So, guys, that's a wrap for this video. So, until next time, stay focused, keep shining, and keep thriving. Bye.